Hello everyone, and welcome to this video, which I'm sure has got you a little bit intrigued. It certainly had me intrigued, and trust me, when you see the results, you'll be even more baffled than I am. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to see which is fastest. Is it the bonnet cam, the one we currently use? Is it bumper cam? Is it chase cam? Is it cockpit cam? Which one is faster? Well, we're about to find out in this video. And, I mean, in reality, and a bit of a side note, whatever you're comfortable with, drive with, okay? If you like driving on a certain camera, just drive it. Have fun with it. It's a video game at the end of the day. Enjoy it how you like to enjoy it. However, I was very intrigued which one is faster. And I thought, actually, the combo this week for Daily Race B is actually a good way to test this. You know, it's only got a few corners, so therefore, all the cameras should be the same, shouldn't they? Shouldn't they? Let's find out then. So, we're at Sardinia Road Track C in reverse. We're going to go in the RCZ. Of course, we're not going to do the smashing into the wall thing that's happening with the top replays because there are a bunch of plebs who are doing this. But even so, we're going to go around and do 10 laps in each of the cameras. Now, in terms of the order, we're going to start off with bonnet cam because that's the camera I always use in every single race in Gran Turismo. We're then going to go to bumper cam because I think these two are the most comparable for me because I used to drive on bumper cam about 6 years ago now. My word, time flies. 6 years ago, something like that. We're then going to go to cockpit cam, and then we'll go to chase cam. And they're not in any order. It's just the order that I've just decided as we go through the car towards the back. Now, what we will do, just to be sure as well, is go back to bonnet cam to make sure it matches the first test result, just so that we've got a good idea of what is happening. And we are going to do this video in order. That's right, we're going to do it in order. So first up, let's jump to the camera that came in 4th place. So, the 4th fastest camera, i.e. the slowest camera, is cockpit camera. And this, to me, wasn't a surprise because it is so limited. I mean, look at the vision. You can't see anything. Going into this right-hander, I can't see the curb. I can't see the actual apex of the corner, the place I want to be. And remember, when driving, that's the one thing you need to be able to see is where are you going? Where do you want to be? Because then normally that's where your car will go. But if you can't fully see it, you can't fully understand it. Now, you might get used to the size of the car eventually. But there are many cars in Gran Turismo. Trying to get used to the width of all the cars in it, it's going to be very difficult. So this was to be expected that this would be the slowest. And it was. I mean, you can see on the right-hand side, we've got 56.8 and the 59.3. So see, I got a penalty there. Lots of 56s. And we got it on lap 6 as well. Now, what you can see is a personal record there. Now, is the personal record what we've done here today? I can tell you it is. So we're quite far off at the moment. And we're going to look at optimums rather than the personal record. But our optimum at the moment for this car, as we advance just to the last lap here, is 56.299. That lap I showed you was the best. And you can see that all in the 0.5s and 0.4s. It is not a particularly fast camera. You are very, very limited in terms of your vision. And that's why it's kind of slow. It's just your limited vision. Number 3 then, in terms of 3rd fastest camera, is the chase cam. Chase cam is a little better to use because obviously this allows you to race a little bit better as well. You can see cars around you. I just struggled with the car reaction, if I'm honest. You know, understanding braking zones, etc. Obviously, I raced on the bonnet cam. This camera, by the way, is used by a number of World Tour finalists and World Tour podium finishers as well. B-Racer, Sutsu, they both use this camera. There's a few more as well that use this camera. It's an interesting one to use. Back in the day in Gran Turismo 3 and 4, I used it as well. I just do not use it now because I haven't. That's like 10, 15 years ago in my life, sort of thing. It's not a camera I use now, and I don't really find the fixed rotation of it that good personally, and I just struggle with it a little bit. But even so, you know, you can be fast with this camera, and you can see on the right hand side here, 0.3s, 0.4s. This isn't going to be as fast over one lap. You can see our optimum is already a 56.203. That doesn't change, but you can see a 56.317 there. But I'm going by optimum here, then it takes the best of both sectors there for you to give you the best representation in terms of that camera. Number 2 was the bonnet cam. Now, this is where the astonishment begins. You can see a 56.354 here. Now, remember, this is the first time, or the first camera I used. So I will show you the results of the second bonnet cam run as well, which I did at the very end. Because even that does not beat bumper, this is where my mind was completely blown, okay? So obviously in this first run, it's the first time I'm doing the combo, or not technically the first time, but close enough to the first time. First camera I'm using in this experiment. I'm expected to be slower. You can see I started off quite slow, 56.5, 56.6, and then I'm getting down to 56.4, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3 again, and then we'll see what it is here. And remember, we're going off optimum as well anyway, so you get to see that here as we then come into this last corner. And obviously we're going to get a good run out of here because I'm showing you my fastest lap, and we're already a tenth and a half down, and you see we've just gained that back straight off the bat, which is why we're using optimum. It's very much easier to get 2 different best sectors than 1 overall lap, and that's how I did my balance performance test as well. And you can see we get a 56.273 down to a 56.205 in terms of the optimum there. However, I did run it again just to be sure that I wasn't losing my marbles. I got a 56.172, and I was much quicker than, look, 0.3s, 0.2s in the right-hand side. But, and this astonished me, bumper, the second camera I ran did this. Look at the right-hand side here, 56.1, 56.1, 56.1. Now, there's the odd one there. I've got 56.7 in the middle of those 0.1s, where I was just, you know, I may have misjudged something because it's not a camera I use that much anymore. But weirdly, and I don't know why, I found it so easy to drive in this camera. It's like it was going back on my natural instincts as a kid, because I used to drive on this camera all the time. It amazed me, the fact that I could just instantly go quick in this camera and instantly improve as well. Like, it was like, what on earth is going on? I mean, look, lap 4, 56.237, and then we were straight into the ones, and you've already seen what this lap is. It's a 0.0. So we are literally, in terms of fastest laps, 2 tenths ahead, but in terms of optimum, a tenth ahead in this camera. Now, you know, Lightning uses this camera, Eagle uses Bonnet cam. I said B-Racer to use Chase cam, for example. Now, lots of the fastest guys in the world use different cameras. So rather than say which one is the best, like we've done here, it's probably best to say, go try out all the cameras. Find out what you're most comfortable with. Do not copy what I do. Do not copy what Lightning does, what Ego does, what B-Racer, Sutsu, whoever does. Do not copy them, because what they do doesn't necessarily work for you. And likewise, what you do doesn't necessarily work for anybody else. It's why I sort of give general guides in my daily race guides, etc., because it won't necessarily work for you. It's just an idea to give you. One thing this has given me, though, is a little bit of a dilemma. Because what do I do now, then? Because I've just discovered, weirdly, that I seem to be quicker in bumper cam. So you may see me going forward in bumper cam. I've got to be honest. And there's so much more in terms of benefits for that bumper cam. We have the rear view mirror, which is the biggest help ever when racing, because then I don't have to look backwards. It also then means I don't need to use the radar as much. I can concentrate on fuel saving. We all know how good I am at fuel saving, aren't we? Yeah. And it's so many strengths there for bumper cam that I'm now, after doing this video, I'm really considering it. I really, really am. Hopefully this video has been of interest to you, if I can get my words out correctly. Definitely of interest to me, that's for sure, and I'm glad I actually made it in the end, because I was a bit dubious whether I should make this or not, because I didn't want to cause arguments. But there you have it. Go out and try it yourself, see which camera you're best with, and do let me know in the description as well. What do you race in now? Are you going to change? And what do you most enjoy racing in? That's going to be it for me now, folks. As I say, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Do give it a like if you did enjoy this video. As always, that helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay in touch with all the content that is coming in the future here on the channel. But that's going to be it for me now, folks. Au revoir, farewell, auf Wiedersehen.